Now, sometimes I've had people say, well, I have a special prayer language. Okay, good for you. All right. Why, if you have a secret prayer language, good, use it. Don't tell me about it. I don't need to hear it. You don't speak your prayers in public, do you? Why, if you have a special prayer language, why would you flaunt it in an open forum of 100 people? If it's a secret prayer language, Jesus is specific. When you pray, go into your closet, shut the door, and pray to your Father in secret. There's no misunderstanding that. So if you have a secret prayer language, why are you flaunting it in front of 100 people? If you have a secret prayer language, good for you, keep it to yourself. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to hear it, okay? And after all, do you need a secret prayer? Do you need a secret prayer, a special prayer language? Let me ask you this, does your God understand English? Or is he missing a few marbles there when it comes to understanding English? If he can understand English, I don't know why you need a prayer language, okay? But, okay, I'm not knocking it. I'm just trying to deal with reality and all its ugliness. The truth is what I'm dealing with. All right, 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 2, and I'm reading from the Contemporary English Version here. If you speak languages that others don't know, God will understand what you're saying. Well, of course. Can God understand English? Yes. He can understand in any language. Okay, if you speak a language that others don't know, God will understand what you're saying, though no one else will know what you mean. You will be talking about mysteries that only the Spirit understands. In other words, it would just be, if you're speaking in a different language, so if you're speaking in tongues or a different dialect, yes, it's just between you and God. No one else understands it. God understands you, but no one else will understand it. Now, again, you've got to keep the fundamentals in mind. The purpose of the gifts of languages, the gifts of tongues, was for evangelizing the world. It was a much needed gift back then for such a time as that they lived in, because of to fulfill and to accomplish the Great Commission. All right, 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 3. But when you prophesy, inspired preaching, you will be understood and others will be helped. They will be encouraged and made to feel better. Notice this, they're made to feel better, not because they're speaking in a gibberish that no one understands. They're made to feel better because they understand. Notice it again. But when you prophesy, you will be understood and others will be helped. They will be encouraged and made to feel better because they understand what you're talking about, what you're saying. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 5. Now, I'm reading from God's Word translation here. I wish that all of you could speak in other languages, but especially that you could speak what God has revealed. The person who speaks what God has revealed is more important than the person who speaks in other languages. This is true unless he can interpret what he says to help the church grow. Now, it says to have an interpreter what's being said. Now, this is one of the qualifiers that if you're going to have someone speaking in tongues, you need to have an interpreter there. And if you don't have an interpreter there, don't allow the person to speak in different languages. Now, why is this true? Well, the reason you want an interpreter there is to know what's being said, in order that you may know what spirit that person is under. If you have an interpreter there and the person says that person is cursing the sky blue, then you know what spirit that person is under.